THRM-EX, Lancet-2, Castle-3, and Justice Knight are all 1-star Executor Specialist, Medic, Dreadnought Guard, and Marksman Sniper robots respectively, who are available through recruitment or some stages. Beginning with Thermal, he has 1 year of service time, was manufactured by Raytheon, produced in Colombia, is a Challenger Hellcat model, stands at 160 centimeters tall, was released on the 15th of February, and was found to be functional during his inspection. Lancet has 2 years of service time, was manufactured by Raytheon, produced in Colombia, is an Exister S62 model, stands at 149 centimeters tall, was released on the 12th of May, and was found to be functional during her inspection. Castle has 3 years of service time, was manufactured by Raytheon, produced in Colombia, is a Thor Exist Plus model, stands at 167 centimeters tall, was released on the 10th of December, and was found to have massive wear on his outer casing and slight damage to his battery casing, but still operational. Justice Knight has 4 years of service time, was manufactured by Raytheon, produced in Colombia, is an Exister S1044 model, stands at 160 centimeters tall, was released on the 21st of January, and was found to be operational during her inspection. In Thermal's archive files, he is a high-performance version of the Raytheon Challenger Hellcat, customized by both Mayer and Closure. Mayer is primarily responsible for the development and improvement of the weapon and energy systems. Thermal is very enthusiastic towards others, which some like and others dislike. Anyone can hear his loud and warm greetings, with his vocabulary that is full of synonyms for hot. Thermal is full of praise, making it hard to discern what his personal preferences may be, with some more introverted and closed-off ops willing to spend the day with him due to his sociability. In Lancet's archive files, her rounded design has led Lancet to be seen as a cute mascot, despite her pessimistic personality. After being modified by Closure, Lancet is able to perform medical duties around RI, and can disinfect and clean originum contamination. Closure finds her pessimism funny, increasing the frequency and intensity of Lancet's self-deprecation in her dialogue. In Castle's archive files, he's found to be a likable mascot, but because of his mundane personality, he's often ignored. The marks on his casing may represent kills, which is strange as he has no hands. He doesn't mind Closure's mods, and his settings were changed to make Closure his favorite person, being satisfied with anything that Closure wishes. In Justice's archive files, the platform was originally customized by a Kazimierzian engineer, later being remodeled and upgraded by Mayer and Closure. Due to its searchlight lacking functionality and cover fire capacity being limited in its target market, its production was halted. Before being found by RI, Justice had been through many mods, being much different than what she was originally. Thanks to Wildmane's upgrades, Justice is able to water flowers, deliver takeout, recharge game consoles, and be all around quick and convenient. In Thermal's character art, drawn by Toki, Thermal has a large black base with 4 all-terrain wheels, multiple panels and cylinders on top of the chassis, a large glowing dome on top with a protective shield of sorts at the front, and a biohazard symbol next to the dome. In Lancet's character art, drawn by Toki, Lancet has a long white and gray base with 6 solid wheels, a red cross and emergency on the side of her chassis, a large white dome with a large gray box at the front, a hole in the side, and a hose sticking out the front. In Castle's character art, drawn by Toki, Castle has a similar chassis to Lancet, but it's all a darker gray. He has a large superstructure at the front, some gray and yellow wires, 3 cylinders at the back, a taser at the front with an electricity danger sticker nearby, 5 notches on his right, and a red eye. In Justice's character art, drawn by Nori ZC, Justice has a more tricycle design compared to the others. Her main structure consists of her ballista that fires what look to be lances, a Pinus flag at her back, a horse head on the top of her, and 2 LED panels which spell out Justice. In his voice lines, voiced by Hikaru Midorikawa, who also voices Android 16 in Dragon Ball Z, Ale in Sailor Moon, Kade Rukawa in Slam Dunk, Hiro Yui in Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, Soji Mikage in Revolutionary Girl Utena, Lin and Shin in Cowboy Bebop, Seto Kaiba in Yu-Gi-Oh!, Yoshito Kikuchi in GTO, Vidaldus Taka in Fairy Tail, Best Genist in MHA, Gridman in Quad-S Gridman, Gauru in One Punch Man, Marth in Fire Emblem and the Super Smash Bros. Series, Akihiko Sanada in Persona 3, Albert in Grand Blue, and Red Hair in FGO, Thermal talks about heat a lot. Inner voice lines voiced by Asami Shimoda, who also voices Ami and Mami Futami in The Idolmaster, Universal, Trial, and Specialized Bullen in Azure Lane, and FO12 in Girls Frontline. Lancet is very self-deprecating. In his voice lines, voiced by Atsushi Abe, who also voices Inojin Yamanaka in Boruto, Toma Kajimo in Magical Index and Scientific Railgun, and Romeo Hayahune in Free, Castle speaks in the third person. Inner voice lines voiced by Satsuki Yukino, who also voices Millie Thompson in Trigun, Matsumi Otohime in Love Hina, Kagome Higurashi in Inuyasha, Kaname Chidori in Full Metal Panic, Pururu in Sergeant Frog, Yoroichi Shihoin in Bleach, Tai Shimura in Gintama, Arietta the Wild in Tales of the Abyss, Rose Thomas in FMA Brotherhood, Nena in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Brita in Overlord, Avril Mead in Ace Combat 7, and FX05 and VP1915 in Girls Frontline. Justice often talks about her friends.
ドクター様がお休みになられても、私は暖炉として寄り添って差し上げられます。さすが私ですね。東の国にこんな言葉があると聞いています。天下の武術、熱エネルギーだけは打ち破れぬ。だそうです。ドクター様、あなたと一緒にいられて本当に最高です。この胸の熱さ、ドキドキワクワクが止まりません。というのは、この機体に搭載されたレイジャン工業特注生産の全量エネルギー圧ショック発生器によるものです。こんな輝かしい私ではありますが、私にとっては誰もかなわないドクター様こそ世界で一番ブリリアントな存在なのです。私が出せる光とエネルギーは一瞬のきらめきですが、ドクター様の進む道を照らすことができれば本望です。ああ、この熱いパワーはまさにそう、ホットフィックスだ。
こんにちは、ドクター様。私に面白いことを期待されても、特に何か話せるようなことはありません。あくまで私はただの医療用ロボットですから。救急と治療以外のことを何一つできない私は足手まといにしかならないですが、それでも私に隊長を任せていただけるのでしょうか。出発します。皆様、お怪我のないように。ご職務お疲れ様です。ドクター様、コーヒーはいかがでしょうか。本当のところ、私も一口飲んでみたいのですが。残念ながら飲めないので。ドクター様のコーヒーを楽しむ姿を眺めるだけで満足です。私の好きなものですか？それは、かわいいクロージャーお姉様です。どうしてと言われましても、私にはよくわかりません。クロージャ様が私を再設定した際にそのように登録したのです。誰かが怪我や病気になった時にだけ私は人の役に立てていることを実感できます。しかしドクター様には元気でいてほしいです。何も役に立つことができなくても、ただドクター様のそばにいられるだけで私は満足ですから。
キャッスル3をお選びいただきありがとうございます。ドクター様のアシスタントを務めさせていただけるとは身に余る光栄です。足場の悪いエリアのお供にキャッスル3はいかがでしょうか。高出力のエンジンに 四輪駆動を採用した足回りでいかなる時でもあなたを窮地から救い出します。ドクター様、身の危険を感じたらすぐにこのキャッスル3をお呼びください。戦闘用に作られた私こそが戦場の安心を守る最高の選択なのです。ドクター様にご一緒させていただけて喜ばしい限りです。攻撃目標があるならば、それが火の海であってもこのキャッスル3が出向いてまいりますよ。私キャッスル3の管理者はマスタークロージャですが、ほとんどの場合においてドクター様のことを最優先に行動させていただいております。キャッスル3こそ最も頼れる相棒だとどうか信じてください。
クロージャ様とメイヤー様が私にボイス追加パッチを適用してくださってから、スマートアシスタントの精度も上昇したの。マスターたちへサポートを提供するには、やはり同じロジックの言語で会話を試みた方が効率がいいわね。私のマスターワイルドメイン、つまり野草騎士イボナ様はジャスティスナイトをスクラップの状態から修理してリブートしたのよ。それからずーっと私はマスターや仲間たちの日常生活と任務のサポートを担当しているの。ドクター様、マスターはどうして今のジャスティスナイトはうるさいんだよ、暇ならどっか遊びに行きななんて言うのかしら。リリジャスティスナイトにはわからないわ。レッドパイン騎士団のみんなはとっても頑張り屋さんなの。騎士としての技量を高めるための鍛錬にかまけてご飯を食べ損ねたりもするし、こんな調子じゃそのうち体が参っちゃうでしょ。みんながご飯を取りに行く暇がないなら私が持っていくしかないわよね。
Since they're all 1 stars, the max level each robot can reach is E0 level 30. At max level, Thermal has 1,443 HP, 350 attack, 443 defense, 50 resistance, a 200-second redeploy, 3 DP cost, 0 block, a 0.93 second attack speed, and he has a range of the 8 tiles around him. At max level, Lancet has 535 HP, 110 attack, 27 defense, 0 resistance, a 200-second redeploy, 3 DP cost, 1 block, a 2.85 second attack speed, and she has the range of an E0 medic. At max level, Castle has 1,391 HP, 413 attack, 90 defense, 0 resistance, a 200-second redeploy, 3 DP cost, 1 block, and a 1.5 second attack speed. He has the range of a normal guard. At max level, Justice has 595 HP, 217 attack, 41 defense, 0 resistance, a 200-second redeploy, 3 DP cost, 1 block, and a 1 second attack speed. She has the range of an E0 sniper. At max trust, Thermal gets plus 90 attack. At max pot, his talent becomes Delayed Detonation 6. His talent, Delayed Detonation, at max pot, 3 seconds after his deployment, inflicts 400% damage, 1400 damage, as physical to enemies in his range, and applies a 30% fragile effect for 8 seconds, then retreats. At max trust, Lancet gets plus 100 HP and plus 40 attack. At max pot, her talent becomes Support Spray 6. Her talent, Support Spray, at max pot, immediately restores the HP of all allies by 500 after deployment. At max trust, Castle gets plus 200 HP and plus 60 attack. At max pot, his talent becomes Tactical Configuration 6. His talent, Tactical Configuration, at max pot, increases the attack and defense of all melee allies by 20% for 20 seconds after deployment. At max trust, Justice gets plus 100 HP and plus 45 attack. At max pot, her talent becomes Justice Drive 6. Her talent, Justice Drive, at max pot, for 20 seconds after deployment, all ranged allies within her attack range become less likely to be attacked and applies a 25% fragile to aerial enemies. Thermal has 2 base skills, with both focusing on power plants. Backup Energy increases drone recovery rate by plus 10% when assigned to a power plant. Enthusiasm reduces the morale consumed per hour when assigned to a power plant by minus 0.52 per hour. Lancet has 2 base skills, focusing on drone recovery and morale recovery. Backup energy has already been gone over and will be skipped. Medical Services restores plus 0.65 morale per hour to another op in the same dorm. Castle-3 has 2 base skills, focusing on drone recovery and battle record production. Backup energy has already been gone over and will be skipped. Combat Guidance Video increases battle record productivity by plus 30% when assigned to a factory producing them. Justice has 2 base skills, focusing on power plants. Backup energy has already been gone over and will be skipped. Beep Beep Activate increases productivity of the factory Wild Main is in by 5%. None of the robots have skills, though realistically their talents could be considered their skills. So this section will be skipped as they have no skills that consume SP. The robots are interesting ops in Arknights. They have super low DP cost, some of the cheapest in the game, provide good buffs or debuffs, and most interesting of all, they ignore the deployment limit on maps, allowing for the player to deploy them even if they can't deploy normal ops. Though getting more potentials for them is a hassle, and they are usually quite weak, going down in a hit or two. Going through the list, THRM-EX has one purpose and one purpose only, that is to weaken stronger enemies, usually bosses, with a large amount of damage and leaving them with the fragile debuff so that other ops can do more damage to them. He, like the other robots, are piss easy to raise and deploy, but due to his and the other robots' super long redeployment times, you'll get at most 2 uses out of him unless you stall for a while. Lancet-2 has a great healing effect, as she heals all ops on the field when deployed, giving them plus 500 HP at max, which is nothing to scoff at. Her drawback, however, not including the long redeployment time, is that she's super weak and can seldom take a hit, maybe 2, requiring the player to strategize where to put her so that she's out of harm's way. Castle-3, I'd say, is the least interesting of them all. Though his buffs are nice, they're not large enough to sway a fight in the player's favor in my opinion, and if you want a Dreadnought guard, you'll most likely use one that isn't as meh as Castle, and don't even think of using him as a fast redeploy. Also long redeploy. Justice Knight is, in my opinion, on par with the usefulness to Thermal, but does require more strategy than him. The main appeal of Justice is her talent, which gives negative taunt to all ranged enemies in her range, and making drones and such fragile for 20 seconds at max. Don't try and use Justice as a way to shoot down or at enemies, she's purely there for the buff. Also long redeploy. Realistically, you'll be using the robots as a way to buff allies or debuff enemies, seldom using them for attacking or healing. They're a decent addition to the party if you need their buffs, but you're also possibly missing out on bringing another op. In the end, it's up to you. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates, and check out my other Arknights and Azure Lane videos as well.